Hello, Aaron Landreth here with Pilates Member System, and if you're watching this video, either you've done text message campaigns in the past and they haven't been as successful as you would like them to have been, or you're looking at text message campaigns for your studio and wondering how to do it and the best practices. And so I wanted to create this video and document the key elements of a successful text campaign, because there's lots of moving parts and there's lots of things that we have discovered and implemented through trials and tests in order to maximize and optimize each text message campaign that we do, and I wanted to share that with you today. So if you're already using text in your outreach, in your reactivation of past members and past students, then this video will be a benefit for you, and this document will be a benefit for you so that you understand some of the key pieces that we learned over the years that drastically helped to increase response and conversions. And if you're watching this video and you've never done a text message campaign, you're in for a treat, because you won't have to go through all of the trial and error and learning how to get it right, because we've already done the trial and error and the real world testing in order to get to the point where we have all of the systems and automation and outreach and offer and all that stuff in place, and the platform and the background in order to implement this into studios. So I'm really excited to share this with you. Below this video, you will see a couple links to the documents that I'm sharing with you here today. The first document is this document you see before you, Key Elements of a Successful Text Campaign. And then the second document is Text Message Campaign Expectations. And I wanted to share this campaign expectations document so that you more or less knew what to expect when you ran a text message marketing campaign. So we'll go over this one quickly, and then we'll also go back to the key elements of a successful text campaign in just a moment. And then I'm also going to share a visual overview with you of the sequence all the way from the first outreach offer through the booking of the appointment, and then the subsequent campaigns and nurture campaigns is what we call them. So first, let's start here with text message campaign expectations. You're going to expect about a 2% to 15% of students to take advantage of your offer. So if you have 100 contacts in your database, you can expect on average, this is on average, about 6% of them to raise their hands and say, I'm going to come back into the studio and take advantage of the offer. So I wanted to run this quick math with you. If 6 out of 100, just using the average here, some studios do, this is dependent on the list. So 2% for a dead list, a list from a long time ago, 15% from a very active list or an active studio. On average, I'm just going to use the 6% figure. So for every 100 contacts in a database, you're going to get about 6 to take advantage of the offer. And let's, in theory, say that you are able to convert 75% of those into longer term students. And that number, that figure there is about average. It depends on your studio, your sales process, how you conduct your onboarding using a sales intake form or your intake form process, and then how you're able to convert that student into a longer term student. But I'm just going to use 75% here for this math, which would take us to about 4.5 new students per campaign of 100 in your database. So we run our campaigns here at Pilates Member System in batches of 100. So if you have 500, we break that into 100 and then 100 and 5 groups of 100, and we run those each week. If you have 1,000 or 2,000 or 3,000, you can extrapolate these figures that we're using here and use these roundabout figures. So it's important because we can estimate how much revenue each campaign is going to bring in the studio. And we can do that when we know our average lifetime customer or student value. And so you need to if you know your numbers, ask yourself, how long does a student stay with my studio? Is it 12 months, 18 months, 24 months? Go back and check your figures. Go back into Mind, Body, or Wellness Living, or whatever you happen to be using, so that you can see what your average length of term your student stays with you, and then how much is your average monthly retainer are you bringing in per student, and then you can calculate your lifetime customer value. So in this case, if we were converting, if we get 6 on average from a list of 100, we're able to convert 75%. That's 4.5 students per campaign. So I'm just going to lowball 4 new students times, on average, about 18 months, times $149 a month, just an average that we're using here, equals 10,728 campaign in new revenue. So each campaign per 100 using these figures equals about $10,728 into the studio. So very important for you to run these numbers, check these numbers for yourself, look at your length of term that students stay with you, and your average monthly intake per student, so you can calculate your lifetime customer value. These are very important figures for you to know for your studio in general, so you know how much you should be spending on marketing, whether it's text message campaign or Facebook ads or Google local or any of those things. Just great figures to know, so take the time if you haven't already. So knowing that, let's go back into the other document for key elements of a successful text message campaign. And everything begins with your offer on a text message campaign. And I'm going to walk through this here in just a moment. I want to show you an image so you get a general overview as we go through these bullet points. So we have an offer. We ship out this offer in batches of 100 to, we broadcast that offer out to our past student or our database, right? They receive on their phone that offer. Hi Jill, this is Samantha from the studio. Today we're giving away a free private session. Respond yes, please, if you would like to take advantage of the offer. Or we're giving away a free 7 or 10 day pass. We'll talk about that in a moment. So they're receiving that initial text message, and when they reply yes, please, it comes back into the system. And if they reply yes, please, in our case with the Pilates member system, it's automated, and they receive an automated text message back that says, wonderful, let's go ahead. Here's our appointment calendar. Let us know when you would like to come back in and book your appointment. And that takes us to right here, booked the appointment. And at that point in the Pilates member system, we're semi-automated, so that response text message with the appointment calendar for them to respond with their appointment to come into the studio. We have a person on our end who is communicating or seeing that conversation take place and actually physically books them into your appointment calendar. At which point, staff is notified you receive a text message on your phone and an email alert. Hey, we've now got Susie. She's coming in next Tuesday at 5 p.m. and expect to see her then. Everyone is notified. At which point they are entered. Susie is now entered into what we call a nurturing campaign, nurturing campaigns over here. First, we ask Susie, okay, great, we'll see you next Tuesday at 5. Would you like to bring a buddy? So this is a huge piece right here that when we ask to bring a buddy, it increases our return on investment and allows for Susie to bring in another friend. That piece alone right there is able to grow this campaign considerably. At which point, if she decides, yes, I'm going to take advantage of that, I'm going to bring a buddy or not, we're going to move her into our nurture campaign. And the nurture campaign is a follow-up series, an automated sequence. This is crucial, absolutely crucial, an automated sequence after she's booked her campaign or booked her appointment in order to make sure that she shows up to the appointment. And so she's going to receive a text message 24 hours in advance and 1 hour in advance, and actually 72 hours in advance, so that she is ready and she is coming to the studio. She knows that she's coming. Now, in the event that she has to cancel, life gets in the way, whatever happens, we then, in our case, we put her into a cancellation campaign, another huge thing that we learned, the cancellation campaign, to scoop her back up and get her to rebook an appointment. And then if she happens to no-show, we put her in another automated sequence called the no-show campaign. What happened? And let's scoop you back up and get you booked back to another appointment. So there's all sorts of things that within this framework right here, in this sequence of events, that we optimized and honed over the years in order to really, one, starting all the way back at the offer, then our nurturing sequence that stays in front of them to book the appointment, to notify staff, to have them invite a buddy or a +1 to maximize the potential for students to come in, and then our nurturing campaign after the fact that makes sure they show up to their appointment, and then if they don't show, to scoop them back up, or if they cancel, to scoop them back up in order to rebook their appointment. So this is a visualization of that. You'll be able to download this image as well. So if you are currently running text message campaigns, you can download this and kind of model your sequence of events just like this. And if you're not currently running text message campaigns, you can see how we're doing it and how effective that it is. So once again, let's go back to key elements of a successful text campaign. This document is located right below this video. It all starts at your offer and using a proven offer. So, some studios that I speak with that have had lack of success using text message as an effective tool in order to get students back into the door, they're not using a proven offer. Either one, I've seen they're not using a proven offer, or they're using an offer but they don't have the systems in place through the automated sequences to scoop them back up and make sure that they're coming into the studio via the lead nurturing. Or thirdly, they don't have a sales system in place using a proper intake form, asking open-ended questions, really digging into the why of why that prospect is there in the studio in the first place, and relating with story of others that have come through the studio that have been in their shoes and have had seen success through the studio. So we want to start with the proven offer. Our proven offers are either a single free private session or a 7 or 10 day class pass. So if you're a smaller studio and you focus on privates or duets, we recommend the free private session as your main offer. If you're a larger studio and you have classes and mat classes and things like that, we recommend a 7 or 10 day class pass. Or you can combo, and this is a great way if you offer both privates, duets, and you also have classes. It's a great way to really value add, which is to offer a free private up front and then also a 7 or 10 day class pass after their free private, but only after they've had their free private, so that you can take them through that intake form, you can get to know them, ask them the right questions, relate with story, and create and tailor the package that is best going to suit them and service them for where they want to go. One question I get asked a lot is, does free work? Am I devaluing my service? Does it cheapen my service? Number one, free works. Number two, no, it does not cheapen your service. And you can think of it like this, Porsche dealerships or, high-end vehicle dealerships. You can go and get a free test ride anytime. You can go right onto the lot, test drive a Porsche if you like. It does not cheapen the fact that it is a Porsche. Another example is Club Pilates. They have the free private offer that they offer as well, and next thing you know, you're in Club Pilates. They have a proven system in order to onboard you and make sure that you're not just going to come and go, but you're actually going to book your next appointment right then and there. And so Club Pilates does a great job of having the systems, the proven systems in place to take you from free to $200+ per month. And I discussed that here. Proven sales systems, intake forms, a value ladder. So going from free to classes to privates and so on and so forth. Asking those open-ended questions, sharing success stories. If you're part of my group, the Pilates Studio Marketing What's Working Now group, go ahead and look in that group or go sign up for the group, and I discuss a lot of these open-ended questions. You're going to find a lot of value in that group relating to the intake form, open-ended questions, and things like that. In addition to the offer, we've already discussed the +1 buddy campaign included. This is huge to help increase your ability to maximize revenue from your campaign. And another key element of a successful test campaign, ability to send and respond in bulk. You want to be able to broadcast out. We do it in batches of 100. The reason we do that is, we can go 200 depending on the size of the studio, but we don't want to overwhelm a studio, and we want to make sure that we are mindful of the appointment calendar of the studio. So it all depends on where your studio fits into all of this. But the key thing is you need to be able to text message in bulk. You're not, one-off text messaging using your iPhone or your Samsung. You need a platform by which you can send out text messages, and so that you can have send out 100 at a time, and then be able to respond and correspond in that platform, be able to see those responses come back and forth, and then be able to book that appointment directly through the platform of text message, so that you don't have multiple windows open. We have developed that platform here at Pilates Member System. And then in our case, we have a semi-automated and a manual sequence. So a lot of our nurturing campaigns are automated to make sure that they show up, or make sure that if they cancel, we scoop them back up, or if they no-show, we scoop them back up. So our nurturing campaigns are mostly automated. Our booking, the one piece we have manual is our actual booking, because we want to make sure we're booking into the exact right spot for your studio. Knowing that, here's another key thing. You need to have maximum appointment availability for your studio. Another thing that hinders studios that I've seen is they only make available a few time slots here and there. And you need to be mindful that if we're going to try and get maximum students back into the door, they're going to want, to have the ability to come in at times maybe that might not be convenient for you. So in order to get as many people back in the door, we need to open up as many appointment slots as possible. Well, that's early mornings, that's later evenings, that's weekends. But when we work with clients, studio owners at the Pilates Member System, what we do is we come together on an appointment calendar where we have agreed so many appointments are being available for this specific campaign. And we've discussed the follow-up nurture sequence, absolutely crucial to ensure that they show up. They're getting appointment reminders to ensure that they show up, and then automated no-show campaigns and cancellation campaigns. And then how do we convert them from free to a paying student? This is absolutely huge. We have to make sure we have a sales system in place for this campaign, and that the front staff knows. Ideally, you have one person that's really good at these conversions, whether it's an instructor paired with someone from the front, or an instructor that can do it both, or as a studio owner, you doing it. Absolutely crucial that everybody is on board for the campaign, so that they're using effectively that intake form, asking the right questions, creating the right offer for them, using story, and making sure that sales process is adhered to every time, and making sure that they don't leave the door without your intro offer and you asking them, when are we, when is the next session going to be? Sign up today and get, incentivize them. What can they get if they sign up today? Is it a 7-day free class pass? Is it a nutrition plan, personalized goal planning? What is it that you can offer signing up today? Excuse me. I don't want to go too long with this video. You can see the documents right below this video as well. If you have any questions whatsoever, my name is Aaron Landreth, PilatesMemberSystem.com. There's a link right here. If you want to go ahead and click the link, fill out a little form, tell me about your studio, how many members are in your database, and then we can hop on the phone call. I can learn about your studio and see if there's any way we can help with a text message campaign. And see if we can implement this into your studio, or if you have any questions whatsoever, if you're already using text and maybe it's not as effective as you would like it to be, or there's a few missing key components, I'm happy to answer those questions too. So if you would like to learn a little bit more, go ahead and click this link in this document, or there's a link right below this video. Once again, I'm Aaron Landreth, PilatesMemberSystem.com. I hope you have a wonderful day, a wonderful evening, whenever you happen to be watching this video, and I look forward to chatting soon. Bye for now.